Oilersnation After Dark begins now.
Oh, we got a little bit of everything tonight down at Rogers Place. Everything except 2 points, that is. Saturday night's late game on Hockey Night in Canada. Stand-alone game in the NHL for the late night. And we got quite the contest, dude. Multiple fights, a first NHL goal, a shorthanded goal, an own goal. I mean, I guess actually both of those are the same thing in one of those, but you get what I'm saying here. Say what you want about the result. The Oilers lose 4-2 to the Lightning. Were you not entertained throughout that hockey game? At least we had that. We did get a little bit more pushback, a little bit more gumption is the word that came to my head that I wanted to use there.
There was some gumption.
A little bit sandpaper, a little bit of that there, but the Oilers ultimately do lose 4-2 to the Tampa Bay Lightning, and I am sad. Back in loser edition of the show, but the show is brought to you by Bet365 19+. Please play responsibly. Download the app today. Use the promo code NATION, NATION, when you sign up, and you can take advantage of their early payout feature. When your team goes up 3 goals in any NHL hockey game, it is an early payout, regardless if they were to blow it later on in the game. Shout out Bet365. Shout out Michael Menzies, contributor here at Oilers Nation. An entertaining contest, but a loss nonetheless. And somebody tell Nobby, I got to break the news to him. We didn't win the expected goals battle either. The deserved a win-o-meter is 69% in favor of the Lightning. Nice. Menzies, what's the spin zone going to be?
The Lightning are a good team, and we tried, we battled, but no, this was one as opposed to being mad after the Florida game. You're more sad, I think, if you're an Oilers fan at the result of this one. You're upset because this has been a frustrating season, and tonight, largely the game, like the Oilers were, in the thick of it until, some specialty teams mistakes or specialty teams let them down tonight. I think they had just too many hope plays with the puck where they were trying to force things, and it created too many turnovers. But I thought a lot of Oilers played pretty well in this game, and we can discuss who did and didn't play well. But the best players on Tampa Bay were way better than our best players tonight.
Nikita Kucherov, you ever heard of him before? Well, you know now. 2 goals, 2 apples, 4-point night involved in every single goal for the Tampa Bay Lightning, that top line. I thought at one moment when things got chippy, I went, holy shit, did we just injure 2/3 of their top line? Did we just send both of them down the tunnel? Fortunately, we didn't send Kucherov down the tunnel. That was the guy that needed to go down, but he was good. Andrei Vasilevsky made a number of big stops in this hockey game and also allowed quite the stinker as well. And everybody in the chat right now, they're talking the brawls were wild. Somebody also said cup year. The only cup the Oilers will raise is a coffee cup. To that I say, cup year.
Cup year. I'll raise my cup.
I see your raise. And
Yeah, I mean, there was at least, and I said this in pre-gaming, that you want to see a pulse to this game where, some flesh and blood, that this is like a Saturday night, a hockey game with a good opponent and trying to respond after an emotionally flat performance on Thursday. And I think, they answered that charge. This type of loss was more of being outclassed, I think, by the Tampa Bay Lightning and some critical mistakes against that team's top line that you can't afford to make.
We needed to see a better response from the Edmonton Oilers tonight. We did see a better response. We saw some physicality. Connor Murphy, I love you. That's an Edmonton Oiler right there looking at him. He was ready to drop the mitts. The Darnell, Podkolzin, Bash Brothers double hit. That was insane. In the second period, things got chippy. Things got wild. Referees were making, I'll say it, I think, some ridiculous calls. I mean, they called Kucherov for a trip, and I thought Dickinson, he dove like a motherfucker on that one.
Perry dove moments
Perry
before
did
that.
The interference one. It got weird in the second period, But ultimately, the Oilers, they did fall in this one. First things first, we got a super chat in here. It's from our queen, Tammy. Reminder, all your super chats are in support of the Ben Stelter Foundation, a cause that does incredible things for families going through incredibly hard times. And Tammy's in with $10. She said, this is a good description, well, at least they tried, question mark, question mark, question mark. Hearts, stick taps for Ben always. Yeah, there was the give a shit meter was ratcheted up tonight as opposed to Thursday night. I also don't know if it could be any lower after what we saw on Thursday night, but...
Do I dare say I'm looking forward to seeing what Chris Knobloch's going to say after this one, how he will, put this in the spin zone.
What's the spin zone?
Tonight?
What's it going to be?
Will he tell us that the scoring chances that what's he going to tell us, So, the thing with this team, it's like... It would be easier to evaluate if the Pacific Division was any other division so that we could just be like the Oilers are playing like an average to mediocre team most of the season. The problem is, it's a good problem.
They could win the division.
Is that this division is so stupid and nobody else is winning games. And so how do you evaluate? And hey, they're going to try to go through the Pacific Division. So I don't know, like they're telling us what they are. And at some point, again, if they just keep on this like points percentage, they'll just barely do enough to manufacture it. So I don't know, like.
The Pacific Division is objectively hilarious. So when you look at it, like you look at today, did anybody in the Pacific win? The Sharks lost 4-1 to the Flyers. Kings lost 4-1. Kraken lost 5-2. Oilers lost 5-2. What else we got here? The Canucks did lose. Yeah, and then the Golden Knights lost 4-1 as well. So every single team in the Pacific Division lost tonight. No points for anybody. I'm not even mad. It's amazing. I don't understand it. But here we are. One of these teams is going to make the Western Conference Finals. And yeah, somebody said we will laugh about it on the parade road.
Utah. It might be Utah as a wild card. I don't know. Like, look.
AKZ said Pacific isn't making any noise in the playoffs. One of them has to go to the Western Conference Finals. Well, there will be noise made.
Here's the thing. The Oilers, like, the thing that is keeping them in this whole situation this year is that they've played very well against the Pacific. They're 10-5-3. But I went through their home games, their big home games against, like, legit teams that are not in the Pacific Division. And
I don't want to hear that.
They are on this epic cooler. Like, they lose to Tampa. They lose to Florida. They lose to Carolina in the 6th. 7-3 to the Wild. 6-2 to the Pens. Got to go to December 9th against Buffalo. OT loss. 1-0 loss to the Wild. 8-3 to the Stars. 9-1 to Colorado. You got to go to, like, October since, like, a quality non-Pacific opponent they've beat at home.
That's unbelievable stuff.
Unless you count the Sharks. But no, they're Pacific. In Nashville, like these home, like in their own brand of mediocrity, they have to find more points on home ice.
Do they have to? Will they? Who knows? And once again, I do need to say, maybe we've buried it a little bit. The Tampa Bay Lightning are an incredibly good hockey team. They are Stanley Cup contenders, perennial for year after year after year. They got a great coach. They got a great top line. They got a great goaltender. All of a sudden, Darren Radish is now an elite NHL defenseman.
Boy, was he good tonight.
Where the fuck did that come from? But either way, the Oilers lose to a very good team tonight. So you can at least... They played with them for spurts in this game, but you've kind of hit the nail on the head. It feels like specific mistakes, and that's what happens when you play cup contenders like the Lightning. They will make you pay. We got one more super chat from D-Pal again. $69.99
wow,
again.
Thank you, sir.
Clap it up. The Ben Stelter Fund appreciates that. Could have been much different with Dry if we make playoffs and he's back. Some hope. Cup year.
Cup year.
Well, Leon Draisaitl not even in the country right now, so
No.
I wonder if he... What time is it in Germany right now?
He wasn't watching.
I hope he wasn't watching.
He wasn't watching tonight. He had a good time with Bayern Munich.
It's 5:55 a.m. right now. Sunday.
Did not watch that.
He did not watch. He did not watch. Once again, we talked about it on
He'll watch
pre-gaming.
the shifts and Instat tomorrow, the relevant shifts, and that'll be.
You think you watch it with Oilers Nation Germany?
Hopefully.
Probably not.
The Germans are
crossed,
coming
yeah.
at an interesting time for their trip next week.
I
with
feel
the
bad for them.
Draisaitl out.
That if you didn't know, we have a great contingency of Oilers Nation Germany fans out there and whatnot. They're coming out here in April or right away, maybe.
Next week?
Yeah, it's this upcoming week, I think. Yeah, I think it's when I'm gone, or
Yeah.
it's the Friday. They come on Friday when
Yeah.
we also come back. We love these guys and girls. They're fantastic. They deserve better. They don't get to see Leon Draisaitl play.
But they get to see an NHL goal scorer.
They get to watch Josh Szymanski play. God closes the door, opens a Josh Szymanski-sized window, who scored the wildest first NHL goal I've ever seen with my two eyes. Still can't believe that one went in, but let's pay the bills. First thing, this show is also a presentation of Derek Dodge. Shout out to a new friend we got here. It's the beginning of a new chapter for Derek Dodge as they are under new ownership, bringing a fresh approach, new energy, and a renewed focus on customer experience. And right now, they have an unbeatable deal. With every vehicle purchase, you will receive a trip for two to Las Vegas. There you see it on the screen.
Pretty good.
It's real, and it's a spectacular deal. It's tough to beat. Derek Dodge, visit him 6211 104th Street Northwest or at derekdodge.com. Lance Kane, what kind of truck do you drive? Let me know in the chat. Lance Kane is one that you got the oil rig on the back of the truck.
Nice.
During the playoffs. Lance goes hard. Lance goes hard. We
There you go.
appreciate that. Let's get into our headlines right off the top. Brett, give me some Drizzy Drake.
Yeah.
We'll always have that. And it's brought to you by Tim Hortons. Roll Up the Rim season is still on, I believe, for another hour and 3 minutes because it ends on March 22nd.
Oh.
I hope you didn't wait. I hope you were playing on the app the entire time. You could do it, obviously, on the cup, but you can play on the app. My success rate on the app was borderline 50%, which is probably an intentional thing from them for you to continue to play on the app and download the app. Tim Hortons, Roll Up the Rim. If it ends tomorrow, did you win once, Michael Menzies?
No. Goose egg.
Brett?
My expected wins
Yeah,
were
what were
like
your
2 or
expected
3,
wins?
though.
Expected
2 or 3
roll-ups.
No
expected
mas.
wins. Yeah.
No mas.
Damn, boys. This was like my best year ever on roll-up season.
You were winning.
Because of the app.
You were winning so much. Son, I couldn't stop winning.
Yeah, let's get some more. Let's get some of that tonight. It's late.
some
It's 11
Trump.
p.m. Saturday night.
Yeah.
I'm on now, but... So Edmonton, we'll get into maybe some of the physicality and specific moments in just a minute, but overall... After the embarrassing performance that we saw Thursday night, being shut out by the Florida Panthers, the Oilers, they did look different tonight. They did have a different energy. It wasn't a win, but at least they showed some fight. At least they showed some scrappiness. And for points, they were in this game. They were skating with the Tampa Bay Lightning, a Stanley Cup contender thoroughly. And maybe it's just because I was so pissed off and angry on Friday listening to Nobby's post-game interviews and whatnot, but a lot of the things that bothered me in Thursday's game, the lack of pushback, the lack of sandpaper, the lack of give a shit, I would say. Tonight, you did have that, and we can get into some specific moments. Started off in that second period, and boy, oh boy, did things get crazy. You look at the game overall as a whole, shots were 27-27 for both teams. I think Connor Ingram was once again fine, but nothing that really jumps out to you. And I'm not sitting here pissed off at the Edmonton Oilers' performance. Yes, I'm a little disappointed they don't get the 2 points, and maybe I'm just getting really good at hosting post-game shows after losses. Menzies, do you kind of subscribe to my theory?
Well, I think it's just in a different category than the whole Florida game. Like, I think the Florida game, they emotionally no-showed. Whereas this is just, more of an old-school loss. Yep. You got beaten by a better team. And it's just some big turning points in the second period where their penalty kill just allows Gensel to walk in uncontested and get the 2-1 goal, the crucial goal, after what I thought was a pretty good first period from the Oilers. But this is a turning point here where
this is also just some sick puck work by the Tampa Bay Lightning, man.
For sure. Like they move it around well. I mean, they've got a lot of talent on their first power play unit. But this is just off the draw. It gets worked around, and there's just too much room. And then the Oilers have a 5-on-3, afterward chance where, they hit a crossbar. I think they get a little too cute at times. But then you have a shorthanded goal against coming out of the box when it's 5-on-4, and now you're stuck 2 goals where midway through the game you're in a 1-1 contested battle. And here McDavid's just like skating right into Lilleman, who had the hockey gods flip on him later on. But, he's just trying to go down Broadway, and he turns it over, and this is just a perfect pass by Moser to Kucherov, and that's his first career shorthanded goal.
What was he doing on the ice? Why was he out there?
Yeah. I was surprised. I thought the Oilers would have more of a push in the third period, but they really didn't.
They only had 5 shots.
And they got the lucky goal of lucky goals, but they really couldn't sustain much momentum from there. So, some critical flashpoint plays where after first period where I thought it was, pretty even, they get that late goal, but they don't start the second period well. And that just continued on and on as the period went along, especially with the special teams.
We talked about it on pregaming. This Lightning team, if you make mistakes, they will make you pay. The margins for error, they're incredibly slim when you're taking on a team like this. I think that McDavid right there in the power play, that's a prime example of that. Bouchard on the power play goal against there, kind of steps out a little too aggressive, loses where he is on the ice, and bang, the Lightning, they will stick it to you. I also do want to mention, we talk about it a lot, the Oilers' affinity for having the shittiest starts to hockey games that you have ever seen before. That was not the case in this hockey game. They came ready to play, which kind of told me that, hey, maybe they did look in the mirror after Thursday night and they knew Saturday night, hockey night in Canada, in front of that home crowd, you gotta put on a performance. And let's talk about what happened in the second period here, because Rogers Place got rowdy, and it got rowdy out there on the ice. The Oilers needed to have a different physical response tonight, and they did. So here you see this play where I was terrified in this moment that Evan Bouchard, I'm very, very grateful that he was able to get up after this one, and you see a scrum ensue. Matthias Ekholm gets in this bad boy. He's the one who kicks it off, and all of a sudden 97 is the one who has Pontus Holmberg grabbed up and delivering some shots to him as well. This was a dangerous-ass play, but I do need to say, Evan Bouchard, you cannot put yourself in a position to turn last minute like that. Yes, the onus is on the guy laying the hit that you can't do that, but holy shit, Bouch, that could have been bad. He was crunched. But the point that I want to focus on is this. From your captain, from your leader, you saw Matthias Ekholm get in the scrum there a little bit. Yeah. And then, new guy, Connor Murphy, he takes his moment. A couple minutes later, he takes the number, and he throws down with Holmberg. Also respect Holmberg for taking that fight, because he had to do something. This game was going to get out of control if they did not. So let me ask you, we'll start with this part, because it then got a little bit crazier as well. Thoughts on that hit and then the subsequent response from there?
Well, I think it was, whether it was a penalty or not, I think could have gone either way. I wouldn't have been surprised if they called that a penalty. But to your point, Bouchard's turning, and I just think for him in general, for his health and safety moving forward, Lord knows they're going to need Bouchard. So you don't want to see him quite do that. But I thought the team, responded well in that moment. Because you can't, you have to go down swinging. You're a hockey team, for Christ's sake. You can't just let your guys be ran. And this was at least some of the engagement level that they showed, and they were right to be miffed. And, you could say, the pass, whatever, got them into trouble. No, Perry dives and is trying to draw a call. It starts the whole, sequence for the Lightning taking the lead. That is completely different than that scenario, the Murphy fight after, the hit and everything else. I mean, that was part of it too. But this circumstance, certainly not. So it's okay to have your, your temperature rise, your heart rate go up a little bit. You're playing hockey, for goodness sake.
Shit got chippy after that Holmberg sequence, right? So you had the Oilers definitely took a number. You had the Murphy fight go down. The intensity had been ratcheted up. Rogers Place was getting a little extra noisy out there. And then you saw the Bash Bros, Darnell Nurse and Vasily Podkolzin both level Brandon Hagel into the boards where he got banged up. He was in some serious discomfort. And Anthony Cirelli really took exception to that hit. Maybe he needs to do more education on number 92 and Vasily Podkolzin because Cirelli was, give him credit, ready to throw his mitts immediately. Brother, wouldn't recommend that one because Pods landed one nasty ass shot on Cirelli. His hand was banged up, and all of a sudden, at the end of that sequence, Brandon Hagel goes down the tunnel. He would return. Anthony Cirelli goes down the tunnel, and you're like, man, this just got wild a little bit here, and then there was some big hits throughout the game and whatnot. You saw Hagel just smash the shit out of his stick on the bench where that's dangerous to do that when you got trainers right there. The trainer almost got smoked by that one. Now, Darnell Nurse does get a penalty. I believe it was an illegal check to the head for him on that one. I don't want to, they are two separate things. So on the Holmberg hit with Bouchard, Holmberg and McDavid both get penalties for roughing. So there was never any boarding, hit from behind type penalty there. Darnell Nurse gets the illegal check to the head. I was kind of sitting there going, isn't that the same type situation? I understand not the exact same type, but thoughts on the Podkolzin and Nurse sequence with the double D on?
They don't need to both go. Yeah. That's going to get called all the time. And, who's going to pull out of that scenario first? They're both sort of locked in to engage. You just can't have that where they both go in. Even if it is a penalty, you can't have two guys chasing along the walls against the Lightning top line because, as we saw later on in the game, they had a knack of finding, wide open players near the side of the net. So, look, I did get the timelines a little mixed up. So it was on the 2-1 power play goal is out of that Nurse hit sequence. But the Oilers just been on the oppo end of whether it's, instigate or whatever else. It was not terrifically disciplined, that's for sure, by Nurse. You can't have two players going to chase down. It reminded me, and I was trying to find it for the whole period, of when Pronger and Niedermeyer ran Holmstrom in the West Final fucking 19 years ago.
That was wild highlight. I had kind of forgotten about that one. That dude was knocked out cold.
Yeah, poor Thomas Holmstrom. So not a good sequence, but your penalty kill is allowed to kill penalties too. And they weren't on that one.
The Edmonton Oilers thoroughly lost a special teams battle in this hockey game. As a whole, the power play for the Oil goes 0 for 3, allows a shorthanded goal against. So -1 for 3 is how I would say that. And then the Lightning, they go 1 for 3 on the power play as well. And they make you pay when they have their opportunity. I saw some discussion about him in the chat. Connor Ingram, he finishes the evening with 22 saves on 26 shots for an .846. He was 0.76 goals saved below expected. Once again, I don't think Ingram was anything special in this game. I don't think he was bad by any means. I thought early on, especially in the first period, I went, Connor Ingram over 23.5 saves was quite the play because he was looking solid. The word of the day, word of the night I use every time for Ingram on Oilersnation After Dark. He's just... I think he was as good as the .846. He was fine. I don't have much to even add on Connor Ingram on this one. What'd you think of his performance?
Obviously you'd like a save or two more. At the same point, to look at the goals, on the 1-1 goal, they have a chance to just chip the puck out of the zone, and they don't. The 2-1... we've seen it already. It's kind of walking from the corner. That might be one. He's got to take a better angle because there's a lot of net to shoot at there. So, look, obviously it's nice that he didn't allow an own goal like Vasilevsky, but you saw what Vasilevsky can do. He's the best. For my money, he's the best goaltender in the game. He played like it for 59 minutes of it. Other than obviously the weird, strange Szymanski own goal that went in.
No. You cashed that bet.
Oh, I
It is
did.
the
We gave it.
Szymanski.
I mean, the wheel said first goal. We bet it any time, so we got Szymanski on the board. And
Hell of a goal
it
right
was
there,
just
folks. Hell of a
bizarre.
play. It really was. Once again, he was the one who made contact with the puck to kind of break it free before this. That's one of the weirdest, wildest first NHL goals you're ever going to see against one of the all-time great goaltenders in Andrei Vasilevsky. Shout out to Szymanski.
He's deserved it, though. He's been playing very well, and they don't ask how, they ask how many. And the guy's on the score sheet in the NHL.
Finds a way to get it done. I'll be curious to, when we get our post-game interview clips, shout out intern Tristan. He's here with us tonight, but I do see a quote here from Connor McDavid after the game. Says about the Lightning, quote, "They've got a great system. They're perfectly coached. They all know what they're doing all over the ice. It's impressive. They are a great team. They're extremely well coached and they're extremely well organized. They're very well rehearsed in everything that they do." Tampa Bay Lightning are a good team, producer Brett. You kind of picking up what we're saying?
Yeah, we actually have Connor McDavid.
Oh, we do have it?
post-game,
Perfect.
In
Did you
fact,
just text me?
yeah, I did.
Nice.
I did. Yeah. So,
Can't wait for this clip.
so
Give it to me. I want to hear the tone.
here's one Connor McDavid.
It's playing great, obviously. Playing on a great team with a lot of great players over there. They got a great system. They're perfectly coached. They all know what they're doing. All over the ice, it's impressive. They're a great team.
Is that just a bunch of time doing the same things over and over again? Like, how do you guys get to that, to be that rehearsed, to have that system you can rely on and all those things? Where does that come from? How do you guys get there?
Yeah, well, that's a coaching question. You can ask Nobber that question. Obviously we've been playing together a long time, and we feel like we're somewhat rehearsed and organized, but not to their level.
I did want the tone for that. I did want to hear that. That was.
How about his face?
He doesn't. Connor didn't look happy right there. I can say that.
He looks
but
defeated.
that looks like a not broken man, but a man who was just outplayed, outclassed by. He knows John Cooper incredibly well. Spent a lot of time with him there for the Winter Games, 4 Nations last year. They're a good squad, and I don't think I read into anything there, but you can ask Nobber that question. And Nobby isn't John Cooper, Benzies. He's not there yet.
No. No, he's not. And look, McDavid didn't play that well. No. That line was beat up tonight. And this is why we wondered before the game about switching, then switching back with a whole Nuge at second line center. Dickinson with Kapanen and Podkolzin, did a lot of good things tonight.
I like that trio.
They don't create a ton of great scoring chances, but they played pretty well. And they were going strength on strength. The Gensel line was against the McDavid line, and there were times where even with those three and Bouchard and Ekholm out on the ice, that they were getting hemmed in. They could not break out the puck. Hyman didn't really have his wheels turning like we're used to seeing. The 4-2 goal, Nuge is right there to take the puck on the 2-on-1. It's stolen, and Kucherov's all alone.
Another bang, quick mistake in the back of your net type deal.
And so, he had some great individual rushes, a sneaky tip for a 1 goal, and mate went down 2. He nearly took on the whole Lightning team. But that top line, 5-on-5, is getting beat up.
Looking at Connor McDavid's stat line at 5v5, when he was on the ice, shots for 7-16, and his expected goals for percentage tonight, 27.79%. That's as low as you'll ever see it for Connor McDavid. He was fighting it. We gave him the Janko jeans on our last Oilers Nation After Dark, which, are you going to pull it back up again?
No. Oh, no.
After he looked so defeated, now we're kicking him when he's down as well, but any excuse to bring up
So
the
I think we have to learn from this that, like, I would put Savoy back in Nuge's spot, have Nuge play center so they can reset those lines, because Nuge playing on the wing, like, that forces Dickinson up. It was good tonight, but for how long?
That's
and
not
then
a
you can
long-term
set,
play.
Then you could just set the lines, you know. Then you could have Szymanski play 4C. You could have Henrique play the wing instead. You know,
The blending at game 70 it's been a little much all season long, but right now you literally do not know what you are going to get from the Oil. I had Matt Savoy on my bankroll tonight because they thought he was supposed to be on the top line.
Yeah.
That let me down, Chris Knobloch, so I hate that.
There used to be an aspect of the line blending where you sat there and went, okay, everybody's playing with each other, everybody's getting, comfortable with each other. I think that was kind of the excuse that we all kind of gave Knobloch and Woodcroft and everybody in the past few years when they would go to the wood chipper, I guess. But I mean, like you said, this is game 70. We've been doing it the last couple of years. And yes, you've gotten to the cup final the last couple of years, but haven't gotten over that hump yet.
Yeah. Well, and the Oilers play was so much like margin for error in their game, like especially at home. How many of these games they've had to try to come back, and sometimes successfully, from multiple goals down. But when you don't have Draisaitl, your margin of error goes away, because that top line's going to play with more pressure to try to create offense. Unfortunately, tonight, while they did create some, it led to a lot of turnovers against. And also, you're missing a power play shooting weapon, where at least if Draisaitl isn't scoring on the power play, there's a whole gravity effect to pulling defenders over. And so the margin of error then expands. And so, I can understand why he's taking the onus on himself to try to do more, because he knows the team needs it, and he's looking at it and well, shit, is Jason Dickinson gonna, how many chances would he need to score? Others, you know what I mean? So it's a real issue, because the Oilers aren't just missing those guys, but also these other depth pieces too, and having a guy playing his first NHL game tonight, Max Jones, who is in and out as a pro, and Szymanski, who's played 15, 14 games as a pro, and everything else. And it's not the excuse. It's just, this is what's happening right now with this team, and they're getting exploited. They're getting exposed.
They need to find a way to adjust. That needs to come from the head coach. I think it's part of that. And you got to, once again, 11 games to go until the regular season is over. This is the time to find your chemistry, find out how you're going to withstand this 11-game stretch without one Leon Draisaitl, and hopefully he will make his way back. A lot of people in the chat saying, bring back Woody. Bringing in Coffee made no difference. Fire Knob, fire Knob. This is Knob's last day with the Oilers. People are not happy with how the Knobs has been handling things, blending things here, and we do have a clip from Chris Knobloch talking about the Oilers' structure, if it's on par with Tampa. And I've been told from intern Tristan, possibly the longest knobby pause yet.
No, not possible.
Oh, holy shit, folks. Buckle up. Here it is, Chris Knobloch postgame.
McDavid mentioned, just talking about the Lightning, how organized and rehearsed they are. They've been together a long time. Is that level of organization and rehearsal lacking overall in your game compared to what this team has done the past couple of years? Are you still trying to get back to that level?
I don't think so. I think the organization is fine. We've got a lot of new players right now with the injuries that we have. We've got some turnover. I think they had, obviously Hedman being out. They've been together for a long time, the group, and, our core guys have been together for a long time too. So, when things are going well, things are, it looks organized and they're playing well. So, but they got a lot of good players.
That was a world record for head coach Chris Knobloch. Brett, can we get that one more time?
So
Can we
let's
get that
count
one more?
the Mississippis here.
Keep the mics
David
on. Yeah.
mentioned, just talking about the Lightning, how organized and rehearsed they are. They've been together a long time. Is that level of organization and rehearsal lacking overall in your game compared to what this team has done the past couple of years? Like, are you still trying to get back to that level?
One Mississippi, two Mississippi, three Mississippi, four Mississippi, five Mississippi, six Mississippi, seven Mississippi.
I don't think so. I
Eight
think
Mississippi.
the organization
Eight goddamn
fine.
Mississippis. Are you kidding me? That's all-time stuff from head coach Chris Knobloch right there.
He buffered in live time.
He needs a software update because it's not running the way that he should. That was, you just see him.
I don't know how to.
What the fuck did I just watch?
Sorry, I didn't hardly
You're a
even
coach.
caught what he said, and he was just like,
Is that how he talks to guys in the room? Just, well, you need a leader. You need someone at this point in the season. He's on Windows 3.1. Yeah, he's got Windows 95 still going.
Man.
Absolutely. That is... Oh, man, geez, it's hilarious that we can laugh about it.
I could have downloaded an app on the BBL and shut the whole machine
You know how much
down.
crypto was mined in those 8
Oh,
Mississippis
my
while he said
God.
literally nothing? And once again, should I care so much about how long he takes to answer a question? No. But I'm not at my wit's end with Chris Knobloch. The chat seems like they are. The chat is also, yeah, Colton just said it. The chat is gold tonight. The chat's made for nights like this. It's perfect like this. Lance said we might be getting too hard on the coach when we aren't counting his pauses. Absolutely. Like, that's where I know that about myself, but there's a lot to not like about Chris Knobloch these
I was
days.
so focused on watching for the pause, I kind of didn't listen to the question or the answer. So I may be part of a spiral on the way home when I listen to the full Knobloch. And look, when I'm doing the whole Knobby thing, it's just,
it's funny.
Yeah, that's the goal. I'm just trying to. But on the other hand, there are some, things that happen in the games where you kind of have to. Kind of got to ask the question, and I think with the questions we ask that eventually answers will arrive. But if we search for those answers, I think the questions will become more clear, and when the questions and the answers start to...
I'm getting angry again. Just being in the room with you, it's so accurate that I can't stand it.
There's something about him where he doesn't feel comfortable with. He can just come out and say something, and that might be, look.
Once again, he doesn't owe us anything as the people. He doesn't owe the media anything. But I would like a little bit more transparency. I want for my head coach of a Connor McDavid-led squad, a team that's been to back-to-back cup finals. I want that coach to... Peyton's going to love this. I want my coach to have some aura. I want him to have a commanding presence maybe in the room or there. Why is he so squeaky clean and wanting to... I don't know. None of it feels genuine, maybe.
No, and that's... And that whole, the media stuff is really, so minuscule on whether, you're going to think about a coaching change or anything like that. You know what I mean? You have to talk about the personnel decisions and all these different things. And look, I haven't called for his head. This season's been very disappointing. Should they make a move? I'm
not there. I'm not there.
That.
The man just signed an extension that hasn't even kicked in yet. He's been back-to-back cup finals.
Whether I'm calling for it or not, I do think there's an extreme amount of pressure. And pressure where an Edmonton Oilers head coach does not last long, really, in this whole franchise's history. Don't get it twisted. He's the 5th longest tenured coach in this franchise's history. So, he's under a lot of stress and scrutiny, and an owner that clearly during the break, I believe, got involved to put Paul Coffey back there. But there is something about how this team is not adjusting to the way that they play against certain opponents and trying to do things over and over again. So I think there's a fair point where you can critique the coach, and all our jokes about how he handles the media and whatever, answers questions are part of a, having fun at 11:30 at night.
It's a little bit of a bit
amongst fellow Oiler fans and watchers. I mean, come on.
I think that is it fair for Oilers fans, like Lance says, yeah, we just love pushing out coaches in this city, but whether it's fair or not, when you have 97, when you have 29, you have the roster of this team, they need to win now, and that being game 71 of the season, maybe not even tonight, because they were in it with the Tampa Bay Lightning, but questions will be asked. We've been awfully negative thus far. Let's maybe a little bit of positivity here before we get into the good, the bad, and the oily. We do have our new friend Connor Murphy, who has joined the Edmonton Oilers, hit his 2+ blocks for me tonight on Bet365. He's been a dog for the Edmonton Oilers, and lately he's been paired up with Darnell Nurse, and it feels like the two of them possibly building some chemistry. Actually like Jake Wallman with Ty Emerson tonight as well. I thought those two pairings there were pretty good. It was Bouchard Ekholm who tended to be hemmed in a lot, but Brett, let's take a listen to Connor Murphy postgame.
Here we go.
The pair we're trying to build consistently defending. Me and him take pride in defending hard, and he's a really competitive, intense guy. So we like to feed off each other, and anytime we get a chance to match up, we're going to take a lot of pride in that. And whether it was their line tonight or going forward, he's a fun guy to play with, and you can defend hard with something like that.
I feel you're starting to kind of understand how you two play well together, and usually D pairs, the more you play together, the better you get.
Yeah, I felt that every game, honestly every day here so far since the trade. I've been growing with pairs and with the other defensemen, honestly, all of them in the system. It is interesting how that stuff needs to come with time and become second nature. That way you don't even really have to speak sometimes. You can read off each other with breakouts and defending. So definitely getting a feel more so as the game's going on.
I like him a lot. He's kind of been exactly what the Oilers have needed for several years now. A big, shutdown, defensive-minded defenseman, right-handed, is willing to throw some bombs, get in a fight. He took a number on Holmberg tonight, and once again, I don't know if that was... Brett, who gets the dub on hockey fights on that fight? Be real with me.
Lilleberg, was it Lilleberg or Holmberg?
Holmberg.
I would say Holmberg landed a couple early ones. But
he had the quick bang, bang, bang,
I would
bang.
say Connor Murphy by decision. But why don't we take a look at what Hockey Fights has so far?
We may be biased, but Murph Dog, man, I've loved what I've seen from him. This is obviously the first scrap that he's got in with the Edmonton Oilers. That was something our Hockey Fights guy Brett told me, that to be prepared for Murph, and he has brought a physical presence to the Oilers, something they have lacked for much of the season. Connor Murphy! Hockeyfights.com, what does it say, 54%? 56%. Oh, I'm shortchanging our boy. Menzies, thoughts on Murph and the pairing of him and Darnell Nurse?
Well, the biggest play he made was that blocked shot.
He saved a goal with his ass.
Yeah, that was a tremendous play, and Murphy's providing what's been advertised, like coming in. He's been just what the doctor ordered for this team's defense, because we've seen the struggles. We've seen it big time with whether it be Nurse for stretches, Wallman at times. I think Murphy has been a calming factor, but this, boom. That's why you got a BBL, buddy. That's why you get it in the way. So
any means necessary.
Yeah, any means necessary. Look, and that was a moving screen, by the way, by the Lightning. That wasn't called. A little March Madness for you.
Yeah, nice.
That's you got to go the other way on that. But he's been leading the NHL in block shots since his date of acquisition. So that's huge. How do you not like him? Really?
Well, the one night that we decided to go heavy on his block shots is the only night
Yeah.
he didn't block a shot.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
This couldn't happen a year earlier for a guy blocking
go.
shots.
Here it is.
You serious?
No.
For a guy that currently has orange and blue ink in his leg. What the fuck, dude?
Dude, that's a perfect segue because I look at the stats here. So Nurse and Murphy shots were 7-2, 5-on-5 with them on the ice. Expected goals for percentage, 72.6. The Ekholm-Bouchard pairing shots were 5-12. So they got outshot by 7. Expected goals for percentage of 29. And the leader in the clubhouse for the D pairings for the Oilers, Wallman and Emberson, outshot the Lightning at 5-on-5, 9-1. And had an expected goals for percentage of 90.4%. It feels talk about zigging when you think they're going to zag. It has been the Nurse and Wallman that have been all, how do I put it nicely, the bad part of the Oilers defense recently, and it's been Ekholm and Bush having to lead the way. But that swapped hardcore this evening.
Well, and the thing with Wallman is just avoiding those microscope moments, or when
Horrible
he's
mistakes.
bent over, hurt. You know,
Falls over. Oh, he did try and turn the puck over behind the net and right in front of the net tonight, didn't he?
Well,
it just got stopped.
Yeah.
Forgot about that one.
At least it wasn't a persistent trend for
That was the one
most
shot they
of the
had.
night.
Someone
it was
said
better. It was improved from what we've seen at times.
Well, someone said tonight, they were like, did Wallman even play tonight? Which is a good thing.
You'll take some of those.
Yeah.
Third
You'll take
pairing,
some
I
of those.
want to
he's
notice
been
my
playing.
third pair guys sometimes.
Perfect.
Yeah, and I think Emberson being back, I do think Emberson is a better option than Spencer Stastny.
It was nice.
do, and
It was
the
nice to see him back in the
Oilers
lineup.
decor.
Once again, it feels like he's just. I mean, they're the same age, right? But it feels maybe Emerson's. He's got the inside track on that 6th defenseman spot. Once again, Stastny is, I think, a perfectly fine 7th defenseman to have. I love the physicality that Ty Emerson brings. He's on the PK. He threw some big-ass body checks in this hockey game, and I appreciate that. That is also our last clip we got. The clips, the sounds in the room, they're brought to you by Prairie Toyota dealers. Looking to dominate off the ice as much as your team does on it? Well, check out the Toyota Tacoma. Its standard I-Force engine boasts an impressive towing capacity of up to 6,400 pounds. In fact, it's the most powerful Tacoma ever. So whether you're hauling gear to the rink or heading to an away game, you can tackle it with ease. The available panoramic multi-terrain view monitor gives you a live underfloor view to navigate even the toughest terrain with ease. When it's time to load up, the available power liftgate makes loading your gear in and out a cinch. Experience power, capability, and convenience with the Toyota Tacoma. Also, shout out to our intern Tristan for getting us the sounds in the room. Let's move along now. The good, the bad, and the oily. And that's going to be brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Download the app. Tomorrow is Sunday. I mean, I know people cook amazing Sunday meals. I spend my Sundays being lazy. That's my Oodle Noodle day or night. And once you do it, you should sign up. You can earn loyalty rewards points when you're signed up on the app. And let your oodles of noodles earn you more oodles of noodles. It's a simple system. It's a great play. Let's kick it off with the good. And
Bakersfield Condors.
Sick jerseys they had today.
1-0 victory. Calvin Pickard with a 22 save shutout.
Clap it up. Bring them back. Bring him back.
Just saying, it was pointed out in the chat, and then I just looked, 1-0 victory.
Do you want to break down that game instead of this? Well, for the good, we went with Fight Night. Basically, after what we saw Thursday night against the Florida Panthers, where the Oilers just rolled over and died, they didn't at least do that tonight. We saw Connor Murphy get in the fight early, where he was defending his teammate Evan Bouchard with this hit, that bad hit. And then later on, you saw Vasily Podkolzin, in which I believe Connor Murphy later, maybe on his clipper, if we heard it there, he said, I think Pods has been in 4 fights since I've been here. That guy loves to throw down.
Yeah.
Anthony Sorelli, do your research, brother, because he fucking popped him in the face with one heavy, heavy shot. But Saturday night, hockey night in Canada, late night, it was UFC Fight Night, Menzies.
Well, yeah, they got involved into this game emotionally, and you don't want it to be... one of your top players getting hit like that in order to do it. But at least the team steps up and it creates a scrum out of this scenario, and that Bouchard was okay. So, that's good. Again, you don't want to see Bouchard walking into too many of those, or anybody taking liberties against Oiler players in general, because they cannot sustain another crucial injury.
Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
They're walking a tightrope as it is here.
Want that? We might get Lazar back soon, correct? Colton Dach, I don't think we're going to see
So
him back
Knobloch
anytime
said the
soon.
other day Lazar in April, which we kind of knew.
So add 14 days onto that then.
Well,
if Nobby said it.
I think this is the 14 days. This might be the
This is what
14
we're doing.
day, and so early April, which was kind of the original timeline.
Yep.
The adjusted original timeline.
Is there anything else we could have picked for good? Does anything else stand out to you tonight that was... I mean, we had the friends we made along the way. I had a good time at the office tonight, always with my boys here.
Well, like, I do think the Dickinson, Captain, and Podkolzin
that's a good
line
pick.
was overall a good line. They certainly didn't cost the Oilers. Although Kapanen just at times, I think, forced some plays again, and that's where the Oilers got into trouble with forcing pucks. But I do think that group was good. I think, Darnell, I believe, had 8 hits in this game or something like that. So
finished with 8.
Would have liked 7 and not taking that penalty on the 1, landing too high, but.
I like that they were throwing the hits. Max Jones also had 5 on the evening as well. Dickinson had 3. Kapanen had 3. And as well for that second line of Podkolzin, Dickinson, and Kapanen, their shots were 7-0 at 5-on-5. Expected goals for percentage of 86.7%. So the good I could say thoroughly is Jason Dickinson. I was a little nervous when we saw it on pre-gaming that he was going to be back up in that 2C role, because we know and we've heard it from other Chicago Blackhawks media members who told us he gets up there in minutes, he's prone to make some mistakes. But I thought thoroughly that trio was fantastic. With good comes bad, and we went with the special teams in this hockey game. So often the special teams battle is what makes or breaks what the difference between winning or losing against other high-quality competition like the Tampa Bay Lightning. So the Oilers' power play, they go 0 for 3 on the night. -1 for 3 if you include that they allowed a shorthanded goal against. And then on the PK, they did allow one get scored against quickly after that Darnell Nurse penalty where Jake Gensel walks in. This is tough to watch. You also got to say, that's an unbelievable pass and play.
Oh, yeah.
To have that, you gotta give credit where credit is due. Call a spade, but the special teams for the Oilers, it was bad tonight.
JJ Moser, very underrated. I just want to say, one of the most underrated.
The next Darren Radish.
Don't even get me started on Darren.
Are you a little concerned about the power play here moving forward?
Yes, of course. Like, there's no way I could look you in the eyes and be, yes, I am. Because Leon Draisaitl is such no shit, Bordzy, a massive part of that. They run it through him all the time. And, well, they still have the weapons. They have a plethora of weapons. They have all the talent in the world. You got the Bushbaum. You got Connor McDavid. Feels like Nuge is lacking a little bit on the power play. Matt Savoy was on PP1 tonight as well. But I don't know, it just feels a little bit clunkier right now. And it's still good. Like, it's still a good power play. And it's not going to be what it was, Michael Menzies, and we got to get used to that.
Well, I think, so you're looking at, 11 games here remaining to the end? Like, the Oilers' path to success in these games is having to play, this mucky, low-event game that, obviously, there was a couple 5-on-5 goals against, and then the specialty teams slams it on you. But you can't lose in all 3 phases of the game. You're going to have to find a way to, grind and play some ugly hockey. I mean, Utah, I watched a good chunk of that game against Anaheim last night. They were probably deserved a better fate the way that third period went. Vegas, 1 goal this week.
I want to play Vegas so bad. I can't wait for Thursday.
Anaheim, a big one, and then Seattle. So, their shitburger division, they're going to get down the stretch here this month. And I think, of the 11 games, you have April. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the remaining 11 games are against their
Yeah, they got a muck
division.
and grind right now, and I guess it's a perfect actual description of the Pacific Division. It's mucky. They've been grinding all season. This is going to be an interesting stretch here down the run for the Oilers. And just to add on, final point on the special teams with that power play for the Oilers, like, you got no 29, you got some injuries throughout your lineup. You do need to ask your big dogs to perform, and you need that Oilers power play to... Maybe you need the power play merchants. Maybe you need that down the stretch here a little bit, and they're fully capable of that. We'll keep our eyes on this as we go down 11 games to go. With good comes bad, with bad comes oily. And we went with the oiliest first NHL goal I have ever seen in my life. He didn't even shoot the puck. Scored a goal without shooting the puck. It's a first NHL goal. It's an own goal, I guess, technically as well. Shout out our boy Josh Szymanski, who I was actually pretty thrilled with in this hockey game tonight. It felt like he did need to get rewarded for this one. Very funny moment in the goal celebration when they're all clearly going, who's going to get this one? Did anybody know who touched this? What a weird angle. Bouncing puck. Shoots out, and that's the way you can beat Andrei Vasilevsky, with some just absolute shit luck going off his stick there, bouncing over him. And credit to our boy Josh Szymanski. I do think he was good tonight. You would not know that he did anything on this play, but shout out. That's oily as hell, man. You ask me all the time, what does oily mean?
Yeah, that's it.
That's oily.
That's got to be. And Lilleberg,
Yeah.
Emil Lilleberg, who laid the hit on McDavid that translates into the 3-1 goal, couldn't see through his birdcage there. And that's hockey. Flips around on him.
Szymanski almost scored again on like the face-off or following shift.
He had a good chance. A good look was developing for him at the very least. Yeah.
Guys
so,
buzzing.
you know.
What was Szymanski anytime goal?
1,000 plus 1,000.
Plus 1,000?
So
that's
it
good.
was nice.
That's good gambling
the
right there.
wheel, if it's first, you may have to sprinkle on the anytime. The wheel, it's like an
The wheel is
astrologer.
just. Sometimes the wheel's off a little bit, but
Yeah.
as long as you know what the wheel's trying to tell you, then you can profit off of that.
There's a Salty Dylan in the chat that was, saying about have they been grinding, though? They seem to lose in such lame ways. And I would say, that yes, they have, obviously. Like, you're thinking the Blues loss, that one. But, this week, at least at the start of the week, there was some of that. Like, Nashville was not a pretty game.
San Jose, you got depth goals from guys all over your lineup.
The Vegas win in Vegas was not the prettiest sight to behold. So those are going to have to be the types of games that they play. Vegas is going to drag them into that type of game because Vegas, or it's going to be like 9-8. You know what I mean? Like, it's going to be completely dumb. But Utah's got some firepower, and really they're licking their lips, I think, in the first wild card spot, thinking, oh man, if we can play the Pacific.
Connor McDavid had a quote post-game. He said, quote, "We are lucky to be in the division this year. All the teams are. It is a pillow fight right now."
That is actually
truer words have never been spoken.
Pillow Fight Pacific.
That's kind of sick. That's actually a cool nickname now for the
Sounds
Pacific
like a
Division.
Girls Gone Wild sort of scenario.
Now I'm horny. Great. Damn it. That'll do it for the good, the bad, and the oily. Brought to you by Oodle Noodle. Let's go now. Who's getting the Jankos tonight, boys? It's the Jeans Award, brought to you by Wilhauk Beef Jerky, because only the finest tasting meat products earn the Wilhauk name, made from 100% Alberta beef. Their jerky is aged, seasoned, smoked, and marinated to savory perfection. They gladly fill orders of any size, and you can find their jerky, sausage, and other products exclusively out of their Leduc location. Or for more information and to order online, head on over to WilhaukBeefJerky.com. I also forgot to mention, the voicemail line is active right now. It's at the top of the YouTube chat right there. It is pinned, speakpipe.com.
Yeah, you've been discouraging people using their speak pipe.
We're gonna go through that one. Keep it locked on the top of the chat there. If you got something to say, let it rip in the voicemail line.
We've had a lot tonight so far.
We didn't need encouragement.
Any Nobby impressions? What do we got?
Jeez, we'll see. But again, if your voicemail is not chosen, do not be discouraged. We have a lot coming in, and we only have so much time. So, if you do, what the? What?
I held mine for 8 Mississippis.
Yeah, I was counting.
I took a deep breath.
Oh, you're doing.
Wasn't listening to a word.
Oh no, that's okay. Normally does. But if your voicemail doesn't get picked, don't get discouraged. Could get picked in the future.
Hell yeah, let it rip. Once again, be semi-respectful in it, but let it rip. Let it rip. And any AI voice modulated systems you can use, bring them on.
It's been a while since we've had an AI.
There's David Attenborough, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Stephen Hawking, I think, may have left one before. Let's get creative.
Yeah.
I want you left JFK.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Chat, let's play along. Who was wearing the denim this evening? Sergeant Battle said jeans, but knobby paws. Men's, what do you got? I think I know who you're going to say, and I'm curious if you will.
Ryan Nugent-Hopkins. This line tonight, not good enough defensively, and just trying to force too much of the offense. And I think moving forward, the lines are going to have to change again.
I'm just living in this world of just madness, and they do need to change.
I think he does have to drop down and play center and put Savoy back at the top line. But I'm just thinking of him behind the net on that 4-2 goal. I mean, this is how they skated. Yeah, tonight. Well, yesterday.
No, yesterday. This is different.
Was yesterday. No, but keep them up.
This is what we want.
Keep them up. These were the lines we were looking at, and it's like, okay, all right, sure.
I'll tell you what. And once again, it's what did he play? A total of, I'm looking at this. Roby Jarventia played 8:30. He had 1 shot, 2 blocks. He had a hit. Some sneaky flashes there as well. But I don't know.
Rush, Jones nearly gets the puck in time. That rebound.
What was the description he used? It was a silky pass, I believe, was maybe the description.
Yeah.
For our boy Roby Jarventia. It was slick. It was a slick pass to Max Jones and Adam Henrique in tight. I liked what I saw from him. So once again, Max Jones, I love you, but you are a 4th-line player, and everyone and their dog knows that. So I think I could maybe my ideal line combinations, I think, really is that. Jason Dickinson doing your 3C, Nuge the 2C, and I might slide Roby Jarventia up a little bit. Fuck it, why don't we blend with that? We've been doing everything else. Give him a shot. What did you think of Jarventia?
Might happen. It just might happen. Well, I thought he had some flashes. I thought he had some flashes, and you could see the puck skills he has, the awareness to make plays, and there are a couple flip out of the zones too that could create the type of rush attack as well. So, it was a very first NHL game where largely didn't notice him, but there were a few flashes where like, okay, this guy can play a little bit.
Especially in his own end. That was what I was impressed with. He was blocking shots in the right spot. And, what was the other? He was confident with the puck. Like, he wasn't, off, giving it off to somebody else. He was, I have the puck. I know what I'm going to do with it. I really appreciated that from him tonight.
And I think on the defensive side of things right there, we know it about Chris Knobloch for young players in the bottom 6. Defensive trust is a big thing for Chris Knobloch, and I think might have earned a little bit of extra rope. Once again, it is 8 minutes and 30 seconds of game action, so who really knows, but it was a solid 8 minutes and 30
I don't think
seconds.
he's moving anywhere, but you never know with Knobloch where it might go. Do they make a different, they have a couple days off here. Do they make a different call-up?
Ike Howard, Quinn Hudson. I'm open to the Ike Howard discussion. I think now a little bit more in that Where basically, Brent, if you just threw that lineup back up there, because there is definitely Roby Jarventia. I don't know where the trust level is.
We got
with
no
Novak.
timeline on Frederick. Like nothing. We don't know what the injury is. He fell on the forecheck there. And
Liam found the highlights, and he tried to go in on the forecheck, throw a heavy hit, got a little bit tangled, fell. If I was a guessing man, a betting man, I would say lower body injury. It may have even been around his ankle area, which we know for the last 12 months has been a storyline in Edmonton with Trent Frederick. That's not good that we aren't getting any updates.
No, and it was...
If we find him in Germany, I'm going to be so pissed.
It was very quick yesterday, that whole scenario, and that's when we got the Lazar in April talk as well. So, yeah, I think the discussion might be had. But again, you're putting in an unknown. At least Howard has played 25 games with the Oilers roughly this season, somewhere thereabouts. Maybe he's more of a power play weapon, but he gives up things on the defensive side of the puck.
Where are you putting Howard in this lineup then?
In Max Jones' spot, and I'm putting Max Jones in Jarventi's spot.
Why? That just doesn't do anything for Howard. Like, I know you.
I think playing with Jack
up.
Roslovic is more than enough offensive talent. Jason Dickinson's shown some good. He was great tonight.
Yeah, but he's played on the third line with guys who's played in the NHL before, and he's played on the third line with Jack Roslovic too.
So what's your alternative then? Because you need something.
I don't bring up Howard. I bring up a guy like a Hudson or somebody who can play in that bottom six role. I just don't think you're doing Howard any justice, any whatever to his development. If you're just, and I get it, like you're in a tough spot. Guys are going
Beggars
down.
can't be choosers.
No, 100%. But I just think there is also the aspect of development where he's been up here a couple of times already this year, and you've put him in that spot, and you've just ended up putting him back down for the fact that he can't play. And not because there's an injury or that or the other thing. It's because he just straight up hasn't been able to play in that spot. I just don't see any positive reason to bring him up and play on that third line.
Well, I would say with the Quinn Hudson, he's more of a third line guy for sure and can fit in there. But if you're discussing this Oilers power play without Leon Draisaitl, that is where Ike Howard could also be a beneficiary for the Oil. Once again, would Nobby ever actually do that? I don't know. I have massive doubts about that.
Then you're just playing
desperate
him.
times, brothers.
Then are you just playing him for the power play, and then you're playing 11 forwards? That's a genuine question.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Men's, who would you? Any?
They could do something crazy.
Tell me.
Nothing.
Yeah. That's probably the likeliest. Probably the likeliest thing, too.
Alec Regula, winger.
Ooh.
Evan Bouchard, winger.
Darnell Nurse.
Darnell Nurse.
Spencer Stastny.
They could just let this, whatever this iteration is, sit and say, our top line just got beat tonight.
Yep.
But I'm just worried, and my thinking of Nuge at center is just to give you more, and so that Dickinson doesn't get too overloaded with minutes. But you could just let this group sit.
Once again, we liked what we saw from Roby. So, yeah. Let him go. Who knows? Next game, Tuesday, against the Utah Mammoth.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll be in Vegas.
Shut out for picks tonight. I think he can play fourth on center.
Could bring some.
Call him up.
Guy's hot. Guy's hot right
guy
now.
can block shots.
Howie Mendel is saying, come on down.
What do you think? I don't know off the top of my
Howie
head.
Mendel is saying, come on down. The Price is Right tonight.
Don't touch me. Stay away.
What do you think the most block shots in a single game is?
It's not clean.
Yeah. This wheel is a germ factory.
We're going to walk past the joke. It's gone
Yeah,
now.
sorry, we cut you off.
No, it's gone now.
If you love something, let it free.
How many block shots is there?
How many block shots could a woodchuck block if a woodchuck blocks? I don't know.
Let's go to Bordzy's Bankroll now, brought to you by Bet365 19+. Please play responsibly. And when you do so, if you bet on your favorite hockey team to win the game, and they go up by 3 goals at any point in the hockey game, that is an early payout only on Bet365. Get paid early. It also applies to the NBA, the association, where if your team goes up 15 points, you will get the early payout. It's one of my favorite things about Bet365, and I got a lot of favorite things about Bet365. Tonight, what I don't like is I missed Bordzy's bankroll by just one shot on goal.
Yeah.
Or wait, no, not by one. Connor Ingram
Whoops.
didn't get it. That's right. What did he finish with? 22 saves? 22 saves. I
so.
needed 24. Unfortunate, minus 110 in the third period. The Lightning only took 6 shots. So that one was a miss. Connor Murphy, 2+ blocks. That hit at minus 120. He's been 2+ in every game but one since joining the Edmonton Oilers. It is the new hack on Bet365. And then Matt Savoy, 2+ shots on goal. I had made this bet. I had made this bankroll before we had seen the lineup adjustments with Savoy moving down to the third line. I still rode with it, still kept it, and he only had 1 shot on goal. But Michael Menzies, the evening is defined by the Josh Szymanski first NHL goal, and my boy, my co-host, bet on an anytime plus 1,000. Take your bow.
Well, I listened to the wheel. I didn't.
The wheel
have
should
it,
take a
you
bow.
know, the wheel. The wheel said first goal. I said a little here, a little there. Split it up. The wheel's been kind. We had Max Jones the other night as well. I was just seeing Quinn Hudson with 4 points in his last 3 games for the Condors as well. Just
saying.
Just seeing.
Just saying.
I don't know. I don't follow. Like, I can't tell you how well these guys are really doing. I don't watch the Bakersfield Condors. I read what other people who do watch them regularly say, and Spencer Pomodi writes some good stuff about prospects and the AHL on our site, and so he's got some stuff, and there's a variety of people who really pay good attention to it. But Hudson's had a terrific year, nevertheless, down there.
And he definitely has more of Brett's point stands of the third line, typical prototypical guy in that Ike Howard we know needs some offensive skill. Brett, speaking of Bet365, did you have a profitable day on Bet365 today?
No. I did yesterday.
Yesterday was your day.
I had a great day yesterday.
Yeah.
16 legs, baby. I don't know how to count that high, but I know that certainly worked out
I can
for
count
me.
green check marks. I can count green check marks.
I
I'll tell you
can
that
look
right
at
now.
icons, and those icons went in my favor yesterday. So today wasn't as bad. You just sit there and regroup.
Lance, let me know. Have you been placing any bets on March Madness? It was very funny all day getting Lance DMing me going, I think I'm a basketball guy now. No, you're not. It's just March Madness. It is so awesome. This is the best 4 days of the sports calendar. Cannot wait to sit on my couch, continue to build my ass groove all day long tomorrow, betting responsibly on Bet365. Anything else that we should touch on? I guess let me give a quick shout out here to GMC Truck Month. Truck Month. It's Truck Month right now. And that means it's your opportunity to get into a 2026 GMC Sierra 1500 Pro Graphite Crew Cab at 0% financing for 72 months. You're getting a 2-inch factory lift with off-road suspension, a powerful 5.3-liter V8 engine, and a commanding presence that demands attention. Look at that. Look at that sick-ass truck on the screen below you.
Lift.
Come on now. Sick whip, brother. Take advantage of Truck Month before it ends. Truck Month.
Truck Month.
It's fun to say. It's gonna be sad when this month ends.
Yeah, no more madness and no more Truck Month.
I'm still probably gonna yell it a lot of times on this show.
Sure.
It's just the way things go.
You're going to wake up in the middle of the night and be yelling.
We haven't really touched on it a lot, but the other team that played tonight, the Tampa Bay Lightning, Andrei Vasilevsky was incredible in this hockey game. Brett, you always have a good description of Vasilevsky that sometimes does not look like the most technical thing you've ever seen, but any means necessary. He finds a way to make some saves. He was unbelievable in this hockey game, and he has been unbelievable for the entire season.
I mean, when you're 6'6", I'm sure it definitely helps when you look a little chaotic in the net. When your extra little bit of skate blade can get to stuff. I mean, it's just so impressive, the kind of stiff stuff.
Horny.
I don't know about impressive stiffness that well.
Rock-like.
Shit.
Rock-like.
I'm just digging myself another hole. But it's impressive the type of stuff that he can do when it looks like he's out of a play and just get back into a position. He's a fantastic goaltender. You hate to watch him play against your team, but if you're a casual or not a casual, neutral spectator in a game, it's so much fun to watch.
Game respects game. He stopped 26 of 27 for a .963 save percentage. Goaltenders like that do not grow off trees. The Lightning, they are lucky to have him.
Could you imagine trading Kyle Quincy for Andrei Vasilevsky?
No, who would ever do that?
Unfortunately, the Detroit Red Wings did.
That's tough.
In 2012. The pick. It was the pick. Yeah. But the pick was used.
The pick of destiny.
And Kyle Quincy was, a half-decent player. But, that seemed to go Tampa Bay's way, that trade.
You don't say. A couple more super chats as well. A live bang. So I always, when I read that, I go, yeah, it's so much better than a dead bang.
Hopefully.
Yeah. He says we have better players than... We have better players than Tampa, so no excuse. Was his point. Tampa's got a pretty loaded squad as well, so there's that as well.
Not 1 through 20.
Yeah, Sam Kolkman's in, 279. 5 shots in the third period. All capitals. Knob, stop switching the lines. Yeah, Sam, I agree with you. There's not much I can add to that as well. Turd Ferg, 76, was in with 20-26. Turd Ferguson, the last 2 games have really shown how our coach needs to change. Cup year. The chat as I have felt it thoroughly over the last couple of weeks here with the disdain. The seat is heating up for head coach Chris Knobloch.
Yeah.
Don't hold your breath, Oilers fans. The extension he signed this year literally hasn't even kicked in yet. So buckle up, but I think that the discussion will stay strong.
Oh, it will, yeah. And obviously, again, this season has just been so frustrating because ultimately we know where they are. I think they're, 18th out of 32?
Mid.
But because of the division, they're in the spot.
We could do something that we haven't done in my lifetime before. Win the division.
Right. That's so... It's just sick.
It's a riddle wrapped in an enigma, wrapped in a layer of shit.
Yeah.
But
you know what movie that's from?
Yeah, that just kind of, I know it's from a movie, but it just kind of came out of my head.
JFK.
Let's go.
I thought that was Moneyball.
A mystery wrapped in
I thought it was Moneyball.
Enigma, blah, 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 yeah.
Don't make me point at Pete again.
I think that's John Candy's character says that.
No,
JFK.
I'm thinking of 50 Feet of Shit. He's talking about the richest teams, the best teams. He's like, you got the Yankees.
Oh, yeah.
You got this. You got 55 feet of shit, and then you got the Athletics.
Right.
We got there. We got where we needed to get. We got where we needed to get.
Do you guys want to write a movie script?
You guys want to stay up late tonight? Then the final super chat, $5. Big comfy Chesterfield is in. My grandmother used to always call the couch the Chesterfield, and gotta bring that back. Yeah, he or she said, we're going to the postseason. We'll beat the Pacific. The other divs will duke it out. We have a shot at a cup year.
Cup year.
P.S. Start another goalie. Keep him warm. So he wants Tristan Jarry to get a start for the Edmonton Oilers?
That's going to be an interesting discussion in the next 48 hours.
They want a live bang.
Nice. Also, we want Tristan Jarry to get a start because we filmed a funny skit that we will post when it's announced. That funny in quotations. I did ask all my buddies last night. They said they laughed. They laughed at it and they said
it's like
that is funny.
Kids in the Hall skit.
Yeah, it's an NR92 Nate Radio type skit.
It is very
Sergeant Battles in the background.
Very NR92.
I'm not taking a shot at NR92 because it's funny. Confirmed funny.
I shot a lot of those for Blue and the Burley Boys on Mondays.
Very NR92.
Big comfy Chesterfield, though. Like, as difficult as it is to be, positive and optimistic about this Oilers team, he's totally right, man. You only have to play the Pacific. I mean, at this rate right now, if the playoffs started today, you take on the Vegas Golden Knights, a team that is spiraling out of control right now, and everything went, seeds held. take on the Anaheim Ducks, a young team, an untested, a not battle-proven squad. They're young. Now their coach, Joel Quenneville, he knows how to coach in the NHL playoffs. The Oilers, not easily, but there is a clear path that you could see them making it to the Western Conference Finals. So there should still be plenty of reasons for optimism. It doesn't feel like that when you've watched this team night in and night out.
You have to search for them.
If you didn't
you have to look around.
You got to dig.
Because
you got to dig.
You're not finding it half the time with the group.
No,
that's for sure.
No, you're not.
So, should we listen to the people?
Yeah. Should we get into our voicemails?
I think so.
Brought to you by Swiss Donair, a fantastic friend we have here on Oilers Nation After Dark. Swiss Donair is home of the old school Donair with options if you want some flair. Open for 25 years and now open 7 days a week. The pride of the North Side. Swiss Donair is great for your events at home or office. Check out their location at 8308 144 Ave Northwest or order online at swissdonair.com. Producer Brett, take it away.
Yeah, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Here we go.
6
Here we go.
voicemails today.
Here we go.
And we've got voicemails from people we've never heard from.
Oh, new
So we're going to
voices.
start off with a brand new first-time caller, Leanne. Leanne, what do you got to say?
Do you think that Noblock says to his players, hey, you have to touch the puck 15 times before you make a shot, or go around the net 15 times before you make a shot? Just freaking score. Just score. Just bloody score. Stop farting around with the bloody puck. Just score.
That is a good piece of advice.
Fucking
That-
right.
That is
Sure.
fucking right, Leanne. Let's go. Can't score if you don't shoot. I hope Chris Knobloch is not telling you to pass the puck around 18 times. I said before, sometimes it reminds me of the basketball drill everybody does in practice. You have to pass it 15 times, and the coach yells shoot whenever it lands in whatever guy's hand. Kind of feels that way. The last game against Florida, Leanne, I was ready to lose my mind on the overpassing Thursday night. Yeah, I guess a little bit better of an effort tonight. Shout out Leanne. Maybe long-time listener, first-time caller. Call all the time. I like
Appreciate
that.
the call. Yeah.
It's good advice as well. Score goals.
Love the
win
passion.
games.
Scores. Moving on to another first-time caller. This is from Gary, and this has been described to me as an old man.
Okay.
But it's not an old man.
Oh.
But either way, this is Gary.
Is the thing on? Hello. This is this is Aaron, the guy with the mustache on my iPad. And then who's the other guy? It's Aaron, the hippie. Who's the hippie looking dude with the glasses and the what does BBL mean? Anyways, I come with a story. You see, back in my day, the Oilers, we played a team by the name of the Tampa Lightning, and they had these fellers named Martin St. Louis and Ryan Callahan. You see, those were the guys back in my day. They were before the dynasty days of the Tampa Bay Lightning. They had these guys, and then now the Oilers, they got a goaltender. They got a goaltender. His name's what the fuck's his name? Is Tristan Jar? Yes, Tristan. I don't fucking know. And then you got this 6'7" weirdo freak. He thinks this Tristan Jarry feller is the god amongst men. No, he's not. He's complete horseshit.
Clap it up for Gary. Oh my God.
That's not what I expected.
That was what I said. I wanted impressions. That's
Gary.
That's what I want. Gary, you hit the nail
Went
on the
a
head,
long
brother.
time ago to Martin St. Louis.
That was fantastic. Also, Lance said, "Oh, I know Gary. I work with Gary. He has 2 divorces." That was incredible. Thoroughly.
Thank you, Gary.
Who was that? I want to give you proper credit so I can.
That's the
Gary,
commissioner.
but
That's the
yeah,
commissioner of the NHL.
That Bettman? I lost it when he used the term feller. That's such an old person term to use.
Feller.
Feller. Let's bring back Feller. Let's bring back Feller.
Bloody and Feller.
Yeah, Bloody.
Here we go.
That's a tough act to follow for whoever has to go next.
Yeah, all right, Wyatt. Wyatt, you're up, buddy. This is coming up from Wyatt.
Okay.
So what I'd like to know is why did McDavid never try hard the back check? And how many goals did Tampa score while McDavid was out on the ice? Or even off the bench? Well, how many goals did he make happen for Edmonton? What's the real problem here in Edmonton? Is it Stan Bowman? Is it McDavid's lack of back checking? Why doesn't he try hard the back check? And then they pulled him off center, put him on wing. Is that because he wasn't back checking? Makes the guy really wonder. He sure likes to skate when he has the puck in his stick, but otherwise he just meanders around. Why is that?
Now, I would be careful with using the words problem and Connor McDavid for the Edmonton Oilers, but I do think there is some truth to what you had just said there. We've talked about it a lot frequently, that top line defensively has not had it. There has been a lot of floating around in the defensive zone. Also, Connor McDavid, he said, what goals did McDavid help with? Well, the one he scored, but then he was -3 in this hockey game, Michael Menzies.
Yeah, no, they were out.
With a goal that he scored.
Yeah. Like, this was a struggle tonight. It was his best game, that's for sure. I think 31 other
would
NHL
love to have that problem.
Would probably like to have him. Kucherov is certainly no back checking. He's not going to win the Selke anytime soon. Yeah,
let's move on to the next one. Connor McDavid, not a problem for the Oilers. Didn't think I'd have to say that. Yes.
That they have.
But you are totally accurate in noticing that. We have noticed it. We have talked about it. And when you talk about, no 29 in the lineup, you need 97 to pick up some of that slack. That doesn't just mean offensively. That means defensively as well. Producer Brett?
We have 3 more coming up. I think we've had a voicemail from Kool-Aid once before, but if not, this might be Kool-Aid's first voicemail.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Kool-Aid
jumps through the TV.
What do you have to say?
Guys, we might just fucking stink. But you know what? Fuck it. Up here.
Cup year.
Yeah.
Short and sweet and to the point, brother. That could have been all of Oilersnation After Dark.
Thanks so much for joining us tonight.
Well, I'm a man of few words.
We took a long time to get to a very simple, succinct point.
Wrapped it up in a neat little bow, and everybody could be on their way. Yeah, dude. They also might turn it on. My confidence in that is... It's as low as it's probably ever been in the history of me. No, but I mean of getting to their elite, what we've seen in the playoffs. They still believe hope will never die because they have the ability to do it. They have the same guys in the room, the same coach, a lot of the same things as last season and the year before. But I mean, logically, I have now watched 71 games this season, and it does feel different for the Edmonton Oilers this year. But it's always going to be a cup year. Producer Brett?
All righty, we got 2 more here. This one's coming in from a guy who leaves voicemails all the dang time, but brings up pretty good points. This is coming from Yash, the Oil Report.
Hey, Yash.
The Oil Report.
Bordzy, Mr. Menzies, Producer Brett, how we feeling? That's a tough pill to swallow, but I want to move past that game for a moment, and I want everyone to just picture themselves in 20 years in the future. Josh Szymanski is sitting in the living room of his house. His NHL career is over, and he's talking to his 2 kids. His oldest son is going to ask him, Dad, how did you score your first NHL goal? Josh Szymanski is going to look his son in the eye and say, Son, it was a snipe. It was an absolute snipe in the left corner. right on Andrei Vasilevsky. Such a good shot that he didn't even have time to react. Yeah, and he's going to show him the video, and we are going to leave that scenario at that. Anyways, back to the game. Fuck! Yeah, that's tough. Strong first period, though. And strong first period, and then a little bit of the second, and then Nikita Kucherov happened. And then the fights. Yeah. And then the rest of the game. We're going to come out strong next game against Utah. Tristan Jarry is going to start. And, God help us all. Anyways, cup year.
Cup year. May God help us all.
The problem is AI will be so good in 20 years' time that you could AI and make it a snipe, or they could create a hologram, or it can just be shown. There'll be no way that you can hide that.
Josh
Szymanski calling in. Szymanski scores.
You'll get paid to voice it for him. We'll send it down. And also, maybe he can tell his kids, my first goal was so sick. I didn't even have a shot on goal in the hockey game. He has 0 on the game, but he gets a goal, so it's big for him.
Hard to do.
Back to the game analysis. Fuck, that made me laugh.
Yeah.
That made me laugh. I like that. That's good play. Gold star to you.
That's a great play. Final one. This is going to be an interesting one. Our final voicemail of the night comes from one wise Kyle.
Sure. Buckle up, buckaroo.
Hey, guys. I don't know what it is with this team, but God, we cannot put 60-minute efforts in. After scoring a goal late in the first period, you'd think you'd have momentum. After having 3 fights, you'd think you would have some give a fuck into the game. But instead, we give up 3 straight goals against. Half of our own goals were scored by Tampa Bay Lightning players. You cannot make this shit up. Our defensive ability sucks. Our goaltending is meh. We don't stand tall in front of our goaltenders and put on good defensive performances. We overpass the puck. We cannot score. It's God, what more can you expect? Man, Leon Draisaitl might spend the rest of the season in Germany because we ain't not getting out of the first round with this type of game. But hey, on the bright side, future Edmonton Oiler TJ Hughes was just named Big Ten Player of the Year, and he won a Big Ten championship. Maybe he'll bring some championship pedigree to the Oilers. Let's go, boys.
Cup year.
Cup year.
That's a good spin zone there at the end. That's a good spin zone. There's been a lot of Hughes talk in the ONE chats recently. Mainzies, your thoughts on Wise Kyle's statements?
Well, I think there's a lot there that, the Oilers couldn't sustain that momentum from getting emotionally engaged in the games like that. To say the Oilers can't score, not in the last 2 games, but they're, I think, second or third in the league in goals. But now you have to adjust to a new team without Leon Draisaitl. So
we also have to adjust to the Tampa Bay Lightning, who are good. And I'll give you one other positive.
The Lightning are a better hockey team than the Edmonton Oilers.
They just got beaten by a better team. That's why.
This is where we're at, and I think sometimes we're still evaluating not where the Oilers are, because it's I also think again, this team looks destined for a short playoff run, and then you watch a Vegas Golden Knights hockey game, you're like, God, that team can't score.
Can't wait to watch one of those on Thursday night.
So who knows? I'm not going to tell you what to think of this. Heading into a potential postseason run, but the Oilers still got to accumulate points and set themselves up.
So got to get to where we hope that we are getting to. Somebody said, it's going to be okay, Kyle. Just keep swimming. Dana said it's okay to cry, everyone. Ryan said, I cry watching this team. Crying is healthy. Also said Percy, let it out. We're in the safe space. We're in the trust tree.
No
tears?
No tears for this team.
No tears, yeah. I spent a lot of...
Heart was crushed in 2011. I think the date was October 23rd, 2011. The Oilers were playing the Sharks in the late game of Hockey Night in Canada. And Steve Tambellini and Kevin Lowe were the first intermission guests, and they were down 2-0, and they were saying, this is going to be about a 5-year rebuild or whatever. And I remember the Sharks made it 4-0 halfway through the game. And I remember going to my bedroom being like, what am I doing? What am I doing? I'm like 12 at the time.
Rock
13 years
bottom,
old.
down bad.
And so from then
A long
on,
look in the
the
mirror.
way I viewed this team has just been different. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
what do you do? It's tough.
Well, it's tough.
7 to 8 Mississippis.
That was an insane moment from Chris Knobloch earlier for his media availability. Brett, that was the final voicemail. All right, Chad, we love you and we appreciate you. Thank you for being a big part of tonight's show. Menzies, any plans tomorrow? What do you got going on for your Sunday?
We'll have the Sunday Scramble column coming out tomorrow, and going to talk a little bit about the Oilers' home record, some of the concerning trends that are in that, a little bit about the Jack Hughes puck situation with the Hockey Hall of Fame this week, a little bit about playoff
You mean the
format.
puck that he wanted back that he said was bullshit, but he actually hadn't asked for it back?
Yeah.
That one?
And then he can't get back because it's not his puck and all that shit. So, yeah, that and a few other, like, hot button things. But, yeah.
I do really enjoy reading your Sunday Scramble article.
Yeah, try to fan it out across the league. And,
It's a good look into that head over there, folks. Of once you get in there, you can't get out of there. So it's buyer beware.
So there you go, and then yeah, you guys are headed to Vegas.
The next time I guess Monday, we'll still be doing Oilers Nation every day, but after that, Tuesday, we head out on the Nation vacation. It's going to be an unbelievable time. Very excited. The Oilers play Utah on Tuesday, and then the Golden Knights. That game is on Thursday. We come back Friday. I am very, very excited for that. It's going to be a great time. ONE, catch it at noon on Monday. Bert, what are you doing tomorrow? Sitting around watching college basketball in the ass groove like me?
We'll be watching college basketball, but making
No ass
clips. No, because I got to make some clips for this show that we do. So, going to be doing that, and then had something else for Sunday.
Oh, you know what you should do? Go to Dog Patch for brunch.
Yeah, good call. Good call. Would love that. Also, just want to say, I know there are a lot of people in this chat all the time, a lot of familiar faces, familiar names. Obviously, we all come here for hockey, and we're all bonded through hockey, but I know there's stuff going on outside of hockey. I know we're all battling stuff, so I'm sending everybody a little bit of extra love. I just know that there's a lot going on in this world. Just want to send a little
That's a
love
lot
to
more
everybody.
important than Edmonton Oilers hockey.
Absolutely.
Nice positive spin zone right there.
I like it.
What really matters. Brad, we love you, and we love everybody in the chat. Throw down your courtesy like on your way out. It really helps us with the algorithm. Make sure you are subscribed to the ON YouTube, and we will be back Tuesday night. Oilers taking on Utah. And once again, Monday. Tune into ONE. Michael Menzies, I appreciate you.
Safe travels, my friend.
Over and out, everybody. Appreciate you all. We will talk in a couple days.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you enjoyed today's episode of Oilers Nation Every Day, make sure you hit the subscribe button here on our YouTube to not miss any of our content. We got you covered from interviews, insight, analysis, everything you need to stay up to date on everything around the team. Hit that subscribe button so you don't miss a video.